Doctor Who The Caretaker, the 6th episode of Series 8, is written by Gareth Roberts and Stephen Moffat and starring Peter Capaldi and Jenna Coleman. This episode is set in Coal Hill School that first appeared in very first Doctor Who episode, An Unearthly Child. They shot this episode in Bute Street, Lloyd George Avenue, the Maltings, the former St Illtyd's Boys College, Splot Holton Primary School in Barry, and at Tonna Ravel Comprehensive School, all in Cardiff. At least this episode didn't get leaked. So this episode starts off with Clara having two different lives. She spends half the time with the Doctor and half of the time with Danny Pink. Clara felt like she can't do this anymore, which is understandable. So eventually the Doctor doesn't need her at the moment. And I love the clicking to open and close the TARDIS door moment, which is pretty neat. At Coal Hill School, Mr. Armitage, the head teacher, introduces to a new caretaker, which is the Doctor. He goes by the name John Smith. So Clara has a word with the Doctor, figuring out why he's undercover as a caretaker. He hypnotised the real caretaker, thinking he's got the flu. Apparently there's an alien at school, as the police sends the kids to school, as they didn't go when they should. As he heard something in an abandoned house, he goes inside thinking that students are playing a game. It turned out to be Skuvok Splitzer blasting a police officer, and it looks pretty grim. You can see that his hands lying around. Skuvok Splitzer is a robot that's built for war, performed by Jimmy V, and I thought that robot looks pretty cool. I do like the voice. We get a funny scene when the Doctor is at the window telling Clara that she's wrong, the date on the autobiography of Jane Austen, and there was a biography on the back of the Pride and Prejudice, so Clara told them to leave.
Get down.
Boggles?
Go.
That was so funny. The Doctor placed hidden cameras around the school. We also have Adrian, who's a staff member, looked a bit like the 11th Doctor, Matt Smith, with the hair and the bow tie, pretty clever. I love the bit where the Doctor calls Danny a PE teacher. Danny said he's a math teacher and the Doctor is not buying it. I also love the bit where the Doctor meets Courtney. I thought that was amusing. Courtney Woods is a student who's described as disruptive influence, and I think Ellis George did a great job. The Doctor introduces Clara a watch that can make you invisible, which is clever. At night, the Doctor investigates school while Danny's growing suspicious on the Doctor while he confronts Skuvok Splitzer. Danny walked in, the yellow portal appears, which sends Skuvok Splitzer away, and I love the music over it. That scene kind of reminded me of something from Sarah Jane Adventures, which I do love. So Clara tells Danny it's just a school play, but Danny isn't falling for it. He thinks the Doctor is Clara's space dad. The Doctor thinks him and Clara looks the same age, but Clara recorrects him that they do not. So Clara and Danny went home. He begs for the truth, which I can understand his feelings. The next day, as the Doctor and Clara are in the TARDIS talking about Danny, he was wearing that watch and revealed himself. The Doctor shouts Danny to get out while he's acting like a soldier. After the Doctor shows Courtney the inside of the TARDIS and what it does, Clara and Danny attends parents' evening. Danny tells Courtney's parents about her behaviour. Clara tells a mum that her daughter is top of the class but could have done better with the handwriting. So she and Danny went to see the Doctor while Skuvok Splitzer attacks. As they reach into Caretaker's room, the Doctor looks like a Ghostbuster, orders the robot to shut down, and it did. Danny doesn't care if the Doctor hates him. All he cares about is that he's good enough for Clara. I thought it was pretty badass when he jumped, flip above the Skuvok Splitzer firing lasers. In the end, Clara promised Danny that she will tell him if he ever pushes her too far due to his experience as a soldier. As the Doctor sends Skuvok Splitzer away in space and showing it to Courtney, she threw up. We also have policemen in the long white office talking to Seb about the science fiction lasers, but he then realises something's not adding up. Seb tried to tell him slowly on where he is instead of, "Oh well, you died, this is afterlife, welcome to it, hope you rest in peace." And there's Missy walking as she's busy at the moment. Seb is an artificial intelligence who works for Missy in heaven and welcoming dead people. I think Chris Addison is superb. I really love that character. And I also love this episode. It's fun, I do love fun episodes. What did you think of The Caretaker? At least I'm taking care of episodes by defending them. Don't worry, Series 8, I'm taking care of you. Anyway, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.
Boggles?